So today, basic mat. Go ahead, if you have a block, you can take it and just have it nearby and handy. Let's get started though with just seated on the mat. Look on my nice blue new mat, little periwinkle. We'll call it periwinkle new mat. Okay, so we're gonna start with a little bit of C-spine. Okay, so feet on the mat. You could always take the block between the thighs to engage inner thighs as well. So let's take a nice big deep breath, shoulders pull back. Start to exhale, pull belly into spine, and begin to take a little bit of rounding. Not big rounding in your low back necessarily, but just kind of push back between your shoulder blades, scoop your belly in, and move to the range of motion that feels right for you. So inhale, lifting up. Exhale, imagine that you can pull your belly in and then scoop it up a little bit. And inhale, lift up. Exhale, imagine that girdle around the waist and you're just cinching that girdle. Inhale. Exhale, kind of like you're just blowing out that fire on your toes. That's how you're blowing the breath out. Good, 3 more. Scooping, make sure your shoulders are relaxed. So that connection is with the body, with the breath and the body. Okay, so you're blowing out the breath, but it's like you started all the way down from the lowest part of your belly and then kind of squeeze the breath out. 1 more. We'll come back up. We'll start a little half roll back. So inhale, getting nice and tall. You can squeeze that block or ball or anything you have here. And just begin to roll it back. So if you have a block, but you'd rather have a little small ball, take that. It's okay. Okay, try to just land right before your shoulders relax. Inhale. Exhale, start to scoop and roll back up. Okay, inhale. Exhale, rolling back. So we're just going to land partially on the mat. So inhale. Exhale. So we're still keeping the tension that's in the center of the body. Okay, inhale. Exhale, rolling back. And it doesn't have to be a big rounding. You're just going to lie back until you find just above your shoulder blades on the mat or just below them. And then exhale, roll up. Try to keep your feet anchored, feet away from your bottom. Let's do 2 more. Rolling back, exhale. So scoop in, but not just the scoop. Inhale. Pelvic floor engaged, those little trampoline muscles that sit underneath you. Pull up through pelvic floor, zip up, belly to spine, and roll back. Let's just roll all the way back. So again, you can hold the small block or ball between the thighs still. Walk your feet up a little bit. We're going to work on a few bridges. So shoulders pulling back. This time we're just going to breathe in with every time we move with the breath, or every time we move in our bridge. So we'll inhale, lift up, shoulders roll back, exhale, draw belly to spine and slowly lower down. So sometimes we take this on a 2 breath round, but here today we're going to just go right into this. Inhale, lift, and exhale, lower down. So belly scoops into spine and try to lower your spine down nice and slow. Inhale, start your scoop. Lift up, feet anchored into the mat, toes mostly straight ahead, right? Just making sure that your knees aren't splaying out. Okay, inhale, press back back into the shoulders, back into the center of your head. Exhale, lower down. Nose is always toward the sky or towards your ceiling. Okay, 2 more. Inhale, lift. Exhale, lower down. 1 more. Inhale. And exhale down. Take a little pause. If you've got the spacer between your thighs, go ahead and remove that. And we'll just take a little sway. Nice little gentle sway of your knees side to side. And then we'll just get started right here into our very first position for our basic mat series. All right, so floating your feet up, knees can be right over your hips. This is your first position. Second level, going up Straight legs, rotate your knees out, ready for the hundreds. Start to float your shoulders up. You don't have to, but you can stay here and we'll begin to pump any of these positions, right? Just as a reminder, scoop the belly, squeeze inner thighs together, blow it out. Inhale. You're moving from your shoulder to your wrist like it's just a paddle, like it's just one long piece of wood or something that's stiff, right? So you're not flopping around. Inhale. Good. Like you're moving, just kind of slapping water underneath your arms. You can start to lower your legs down if the legs are straight. Inhale. Blow it out. Zip up, inner thighs to heels. Go a little further. 3 more. 2. 1. Release it all the way down. Reach arms overhead. Now, ready for your roll up. So if you've been doing this for a while, you know where your roll up is. Just as a reminder, you could take a little modification, something between the thighs, feet on the mat. I'm going to start with first level. You go to the level that suits you. We'll pull the belly in, rib cage down. So notice that no little space here behind my back as I'm pulling everything down. Inhale, begin to sweep. I want you to scoop your tail even a little more. Start to lift up. Try not to fly up there, right? So even if you go halfway, just take a hold. Inhale. Exhale, roll back. Squeeze your inner thighs. So continue here with whatever level is suiting you. So I'm going to show you just that partial roll up. Inhale. Scoop your belly. Try to float your shoulders and reach. Inhale. Exhale. Lower it back down. So just a partial roll up. Okay. Continuing on, whatever level feels right for you without forcing it. So I want you to scoop, 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 and blow it out. Inhale. Exhale, roll it back down nice and slow. So if your legs are straight, you've got that inner thigh to the heel connection. Inhale, sweep. And then like you're pushing out through your legs, through your big toes to the front of you. And then reach over if your legs are straight. So inhale, come up. Exhale, slowly lower back down. So still engaging pelvic floor first, right? Then belly to spine and your girdle muscles. So like you could kind of draw your hips and your lower ribs together just a bit, even on the way back. Let's take 2 more, very slow. Inhale, knees are rotated out if your legs are straight. Your knees are bent, they're away from you. Your feet are pretty far away so you can reach. Inhale, exhale, lower down. And because I was counting, or because I was talking, of course I lost count, so you get a bonus. Okay? It might be the last one, it could be a bonus, I don't know. Reach, come back down, and then find your position on your mat if you kind of crawled back. Re-establish your center, pull up your pants if you don't have, I got nice long-waisted pants on today, so they're not really moving, thank goodness. Okay, single leg circles. Starting with your right leg, rotate that knee out. Walk your left foot down the mat. Eventually the left leg may straighten. I want you to anchor behind your low back, like you could push down just slightly with your low back space, lumbar, but then really anchor left and right around your sacrum, okay? So inhale. Cross this leg over like you were going to cross your thighs together and then circle sweep. Exhale. Inhale. Circle sweep. No movement of your body except for that leg. So you're keeping your belly pulled in, your ribs and hips pulled toward each other, trying to eliminate any wobble side to side. Good. Let's try 3. Your arms can be out. Palms may be up so that your shoulder heads will roll back a little more. And that's reverse. Take it down and around. Noticing that the right leg is not going past your right shoulder at this point. Eventually these circles get bigger, but today we're keeping them fairly small. And this left leg might straighten down the mat. if the flexibility allows for that today. Okay, let's go 2, 1, and then draw that knee in, give it a little hug. Switching sides, taking your right foot maybe to the mat or sliding it down. Left leg up, find external rotation. So knee and toes turned out. Straighten out the leg as much as you can. If there's a little bend, that's fine. Hamstrings might be a little tight. Inhale, cross over. Exhale, circle sweep. Inhale, exhale around. Notice if your right foot is on the floor, is right leg kind of wobbling with you, right? So that's an indicator that you might be kind of shifting your hips a little. So I want you to keep that belly pulled in, anchor as though you had like 2 rods that ran through your hips down to the mat and anchored you to the floor. So let's take it last time here in reverse. Inhale, down and around and up. That right leg may be straight. Exhale. Our intention is like we're just drawing a circle on the ceiling. Not so much to the wall in front of you, but the ceiling or the sky. Let's go 2, 1, and release. Draw the knee in. Go ahead and draw both legs in. Just do a little kind of rock and roll here, side to side, and then we get to do a rock and roll all the way up. So find your way up to seated, however that feels right for you. You don't have to roll up, but you can turn to the side and push up gently. Okay, we're going to be doing our rolling like a ball. All right, so as you shift your hips forward, it's like everybody's favorite, I say right next to the seal, right? Everybody loves rolling like a ball. Yeah, I know. See, Jill likes to have paper and markers next to her so that she can put signs up so that I can see them. Since she's muted now, so ugh, I will interpret. Ugh. Okay, rolling like a ball, guys. Let's do it. So knees are pulled in, heels are down, shoulders are back. You can hold on behind or hold on in front. Okay, so inhale. Make sure your heels don't kick up. We're rolling back, round it out. Exhale up, and that first one may take a little getting used to get you stopped, right? So inhale, tuck those heels in, knees in, chin in, and then come up. Never past your shoulders. We're not landing on the neck. Inhale back, exhale up. Good. So if you need a little assistance in stopping, just kind of pop the heart up and that'll help you stop. Round it back, inhale, exhale up. Good. Very nice. 2 more. Good, nice. And 1. We have all progressed tremendously, yay, on our rolling like a balls. So let's send ourselves back. So let's scooch the booty back. Okay, roll it on back. Draw the knees into chest. Single leg stretch. So knee draws in, opposite leg reaches out, and it can go anywhere from the ceiling to almost parallel to the floor. Just making sure you have control of the situation. So pulling your belly into spine, being able to stay here without straining. Maybe floating your shoulders, always just an option. Inhale, little pulse. Exhale, switch. Remember, this pulse is never about pulsing your head, right? Never jerking, yanking, or pulling so that you're shaking your head. Just a little tiny pulse with your leg. 1, 2, switch. 1, 2. Inhale. Exhale. When you reach that opposite leg out, reach it out like you could touch the wall across from you, all the way with your big toe. Okay. Inhale. Shoulders back wherever you are, even if your leg or if your head is not lifted. Your shoulders are still staying back and down. Let's go 3. Scoop in. Sometimes putting my head down actually makes me have to think about pulling the belly in even more because I'm not using it to hold my shoulders up. All right, so 1 more. And then bring it back in. Rest here. Turn your head side to side a few times. All right, double leg stretch. Let's give a little circle with the knees first, making sure our hips are kind of nice and loosened up in case we've gotten a little stiff here. So just kind of taking your knees and moving them in opposite directions in circles. Let's come back to center. Pause, draw those knees together like you could super glue the thighs together. Float the feet up just a little bit. We'll reach toward the shins, not holding them. I've just got a little light touch with the fingertips. Look, jazz hands. All right, so you've got your little jazz fingers on your shins. Full belly to spine. Inhale, start to reach out like a full body extension. Reach. And then exhale, circle it around, not yanking or pulling, but just, again, little jazz fingers on top of your shins. Inhale, belly to spine. Hold. Exhale. We can add a little to this, and your legs can go as low as you feel comfortable. I'm going about midway, right? But you could go higher, you could go lower. Making sure that your back isn't arching. Inhale, reach, give a pause. Exhale, maybe then scoop and lift. Inhale, reaching. Exhale. Let's try 2 more. Good. Zip up those inner thighs. The lower your legs go, the more you need to contract your glutes. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, bring it around. Very nice. Go ahead and release. Let's take the knees side to side so we get a little twist. Just a nice little intermission. So let's go right into our straight leg stretch. So that was our bent, our single leg. It gets very confusing. Single leg stretch is with the knee bent, but then we have straight leg stretch. Why did we not just call it bent knee stretch? Don't know. All right, I'm just going off of what I've learned. So that's what we call it. That's what it's referred to. So right leg, let's draw it in. Straight legs, and remember, straight legs could be in this bent knee variation, slightly bent, right? If your hamstrings are tight. So we will put a tiny little rotation out again. Let's draw that right leg in, belly in. Drop your left leg to where you can maintain that control again. So maybe part way, halfway, or almost parallel. Inhale, again, 1, 2, exhale, switch, 1, 2, not yanking, not pulling. So if the hamstrings are tight, put a little bend in them, maybe straighten out the bottom leg as you put a soft bend in the top leg. Inhale, 1, 2, exhale, 1, 2. Pull up and in, shoulders back, head might be lifted with your shoulders. Let's try just a couple more like this, and we're gonna go to tempo, right? So right now we're just taking a little 1, 2, and then we're gonna take it a single pulse, so not even a pulse, just a single pull. 1, and then switch. 1, inhale, exhale, inhale, exhale, nice and smooth. Keep pulling in, belly to spine. 4, 3, 2, 1. Awesome. Bring it back down. All right, so let's hug the knees in this time. And give it a little rock if that feels good for you. If you had your head lifted, you find any strain in your neck and discomfort, I want you to just kind of rock your head around too. Okay, since we did that, we're going to do its companion move, which is going to be those straight legs, right? So double straight legs. So rotating your knees out, it's going to look like you had your legs in the hundreds. So rotate knees out, zip up, inner thighs to heels. So this is where we have our little mermaid tail, just for my friend Teresa. Mermaid tail, toes out, inner thighs zipped up and glued together. If this is a little much, right, as we start to lower the legs down, I want you to come back to bent knee variation, just like you might have for hundreds, because you're going to be lowering the legs and then bringing them back up, right? So you could try that a couple of times. We can try that together, just with bent knees, kind of lowering down and bringing it up. And if you'd like to squeeze a ball or block, you could do that. So this is just kind of getting us set and ready. You could stay here or straighten your legs. And now lower down. Exhale, pull it up. So this is not a big quick movement. We're not bouncing from the bottom to the top. Okay? Give it a little pause. Pull belly in. Exhale. The lower my legs go, the more I have to control with my glutes. So the powerhouse is engaged. Glutes, transverse abdominals, pelvic floor. Okay? Down. Bring it up. Maybe you float your shoulders and you can support your head. Inhale, lower down. Exhale. There's a stop. It ends right at your hip line, hip crease. Inhale, lower down. So meaning we're not going to be flying them up and doing this, right? We're not trying to add momentum. Inhale, down. Let's try one more. Inhale, lower. Exhale, up. And go back to that position it looks like you were in when you were in your single leg pull, right? So, or single leg stretch. That same position. Inhale. Now lift up, cross over towards your bent knee. Hang out there for a second. Come back down to center. Switch and cross. It's very controlled, very slow. Not just your elbow, right? But your whole torso rotating from your waist. Reach out the other leg. Now if you need to take a moment and drop the toe, that's okay. Come back to center. Reach. Crisscross. Not the same thing as an aerobic bicycle move. Kind of like my least favorite thing in all of the fitness world, I think, is the bicycle because it's somewhat pointless, except to hurt your back. All right. Don't tell anybody I said that. Okay. Come back to center. Somebody may be going, but I like doing the bicycle. All right, switch. Take one more. Inhale. That means both sides. So I know one means two in Pilates. Back to center, typically. Lower it down. All right. Ooh, stretch it out. Find your way back up to seated. So that could be through a roll up, a rolling like a ball, a switch over to the side and press up gently, whatever feels right to your body. Okay, coming up. All right, let's take our little spine stretch, and then we are going on to some leg kicks. All right, so spine stretch here. I want you to keep your knees softly bent. This is not about rounding your back. This is about moving your belly in and up, and then finding just the rounding in your thoracic, right? So just reaching, just the flexion there, right? So inhale. Reach forward, put a little bend in those knees like you're pushing your feet up against the wall. And then exhale, pull belly into spine like you're just peeling your upper body only off of the wall. And then come back up. Now, yes, by nature of rounding in our upper back and moving forward and flexion, we are going to create some like rounding in that low back. But I want you to pull in and up and don't go any further than feels right for you, but just really it's like a crunch. Like you're really on the floor, just crunching up towards your feet, and then come back down. So if you needed to or wanted to, you could anchor your low back into a wall or a piece of heavy furniture to have something to press against. Let's go a couple more here. You could also lie back on the floor. Keep going. I'm just going to show you. You could also lie back on the floor, in my opinion, and still kind of reach up between your legs. All right. So we'd be getting a similar action. So we got two more. Blow it out, pull it in. Come up, inhale. Exhale. And back up and release. Just kind of swing it around a little bit. All right, take the head side to side. We're going to come over to the side. So as you come over, find the position that's right for you. Your head might be resting. It could be on a block. I think that makes a nice place for it to rest if you feel like you need to have support under your head. Okay, here, or with your hand, or up on your elbow even. Today I'm going to stay here. Okay, so toes turn under on the bottom leg. Top leg is going to be slightly rotated up. So see if you can kind of push through the bottom foot so that you can lift that knee just a little bit. Okay, inhale, lift up. Exhale, flex and lower down. So I want you to keep your side waist long when you lift. So notice if you place your hand on your hip in those first couple, if you're not paying that much attention to it, you're going to find the waist gets shorter. Okay. So I want you to keep it long, engage before you lift, and you're going to find that's a little harder to lift the leg. Okay, so creating a little more challenge there. Not trying to smash your bottom waist down. Feel like there's a little lightness to that side as well. We'll take 3, 2, really zip up. This isn't just movement, arbitrary movement. There's a zipping, a kind of pulling down. Let's take a moment, just float the leg, push out through the big toe, inhale, little circles for 8, 7, 6, keep your shoulders nice and steady, 4, 3, 2, 1. Pause, keep your tail long, belly in, and reverse. 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and bring it down. Go ahead and bring the knees into the chest. We're going to switch to the other side. So this type of a sequence that we're doing is pretty much our basic or advanced, and kind of advanced beginner series. Turn the toes under on your bottom foot. We'll get ready on this side. Rotate the toes and knee out. Stack the hips. Inhale, lift. Your foot might be going slightly to the front of you. Right? It's not supposed to necessarily go straight up to the side. It's going to have to come to the front a little. Zip it up on the way down, like you could engage inner thighs all the way to heels and push out. Okay? Like you're trying to take your top leg just as long or longer than your bottom leg. Very nice. So remember, this kind of advanced beginner series that we're working on here. This is something you could do. As you see, we can get done with this in a pretty short amount of time. It's something I like to do, honestly, if I'm watching TV. Just like, hey, why not? 2 birds, 1 Pilates stone. All right, bring it down, hold. Reach out, inhale, and then little circles. Notice if your upper body is kind of moving with you. I want you to really steady your upper body by engaging your core deeply. 3, 2, 1, reverse. 8, 7, glutes are active still. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and release. All right, bring your knees up. Let's press up. Now our favorite, because I know we had our second favorite, which was the ball. Our super favorite is the seal. All right, so everybody, I can tell, is clapping and cheering, and because your mics are off, you just don't, nobody else knows it, but I know you're cheering. Okay, here we go. So I'm getting hand gestures, I mean, all kinds of stuff. Okay, this is not bad, this is fun. Okay, let's take balance here first. Slide your hands through, hold your ankles, shoulders are back. So again, you're going to find that kind of rounding first, like you did with the ball. Just roll back. Your feet will have to go up whenever you go back, right? They're going to fly up a little bit over your head, but don't roll back so far that you go past this nice little bony process here of your neck, right? So not onto your neck, right? Just to the top of your shoulders. That's it. All right, inhale. Roll back, exhale, come up and pause. See, not so bad. Inhale, roll back. Your feet have got to go up there with you, right? They're not going to stay down low. Inhale, roll back. Exhale, up. So notice when you're rolling, are you kind of flopping your hips back down? I want you to try to roll over the back. Right, so right here, try to make it smooth as you can, right? So now when we roll back, we come up, and let's take a little pause. We go 1, 2, 3, like our little seal, flapping his little flippers. Okay, roll back. 1, 2, 3. That's the kicker. Come up. 1, 2, 3. I know it's such a good thing your mics are off right now. 1, 2, 3. Because I think there's curse words and all kinds of stuff being said. 2, 3. Maybe I might be being called names. I don't know. Roll up. 1, 2, 3. Try it again. 1, 2, 3. And back up. 1, 2, 3. Yay. All right. Very, very good. All right, so now we go from being a seal to a mermaid. Yay, there's applause. All right, remember your mermaid, or keep in mind that your mermaid situation could just be kind of barely kind of stacked, separated knees. Okay, so maybe you just rest one leg on top of the arch of the back foot. If that variation with the leg way out to the side, if that's a little much for your hips, don't do it, or your knee. Okay, so you could also straighten out this leg. So we're going to reach up and over and just try to kind of lean into it. Oh, it feels good. Come up, over to the other side. Give it a reach and then maybe a nice little twist. Come back up and over. Inhale, coming up. Exhale, float. And give it a twist, lengthen it out. Come all the way up last time. So you can continue moving over to the side. You can move forward over the front leg and give it a little pause. Anytime you need to straighten out your leg, feel free. And we'll come back up, on over to the opposite side. Again, modifying to what feels right for you. All right, so it might be knees close together, or you can have that more of a Z sit. Okay, sweeping up and reaching. And then back over. And give it a little reach. Inhale, coming up. Exhale. Inhale, up and reach over. Nice little twist. Get lots of length here, whichever you choose. So you don't even have to twist if for some reason it's not conducive to your spine. You can just take a nice little side reach. Okay. You can come forward and give it a little hover over the floor. So it might not even be that, it might be here. You might be going, I'm not even barely close to the floor. That's okay. Come back up. Let's take a little sit here together. Let's sweep the arms up. Breathe in all your power. Exhale, lower the arms down. Inhale. Breathe in your gratitude for today and bring it back down. Inhale, breathe in love, bring it all to your heart, and bow to your own Pilates rock star. Awesome job!